I always thought my older sister Kelly was just a little overprotective. She'd nag me about my job, my friends, even my choice in TV shows. I'm a grown man, almost 30, and she's just 3 years older than me. But she's been acting like my second mom for as long as I can remember. Honestly, it was annoying, but she's family, so I let it slide. Lately, though, it's felt different. Like she's guarding some big secret, one she's terrified I'll find out. I tried to brush it off, but it's been eating at me. Why would she be so scared? What could she be hiding that's worth all this tension? So here I am, telling my story because I can't carry this alone anymore. I never expected to discover what I did, and I definitely didn't expect it to change everything I ever knew about my family. It started a couple of weeks back when I came across an old family photo while helping Kelly clean out the attic. It was me as a baby, Kelly as a little girl, and someone else. A man I didn't recognize. He had kind eyes, a gentle smile, and a familiarity that made my chest tighten, even though I knew I'd never seen him before. Kelly saw me staring and practically snatched the photo out of my hands. She tried to brush it off, saying, "Oh, that's just a family friend, don't worry about it." But I wasn't buying it. The way her voice shook, the way she avoided my eyes, it was clear she was lying. That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind kept going back to that man in the photo. I felt this pull to figure out who he was, like my gut was screaming that this was the missing piece of something huge. I decided right then I'd dig deeper. But nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to uncover. I started with small questions, trying to be subtle. "Hey Kelly, do you remember that old family friend's name?" She'd just say, "Don't worry about it," or "It's not important." I knew she was hiding something. So I turned to my mom's old boxes in the basement. That's when I found it. A stack of letters in a dusty shoebox. The handwriting was neat and careful, but the words, they sent chills down my spine. They were letters from the man in the photo to my mom talking about how much he missed us, how he wished he could be with us. And at the end of every letter he wrote, "I'll always love my little boy." Little boy. Me. I couldn't believe it. Was this man my real dad? My heart was racing as I realized how deep this secret went. I didn't know how to face Kelly about it. She'd been trying so hard to protect me from something, but I had no idea what. I couldn't hold it in any longer. That night, I cornered Kelly in the kitchen. She was making dinner, but the second she saw my face, she knew I'd found something. "Kelly, who is he?" I said, holding up one of the letters. She froze, her eyes wide. The spoon she was holding clattered to the floor. She looked at me for a long time, then finally said in a small voice, "You weren't supposed to find those." I felt my knees go weak. "So it's true? He's my dad?" She nodded, tears in her eyes. "I wanted to tell you. I did, but Mom made me promise. She didn't want you to know. She thought it was better for you to think your dad was the man she married later." I couldn't believe it. My whole life I'd thought I knew my family, my past, and now everything felt like a lie. I didn't even know what to say to her. I just sat down, feeling like the floor had dropped out from under me. I spent that night on the couch staring at the ceiling. My mind was a mess. I kept replaying every memory I had of my childhood, trying to fit this new truth into them. The next morning, Kelly sat down next to me. Her eyes were red, and she looked so tired. She reached for my hand and said, "I'm sorry, Tommy, I never wanted to lie to you. I didn't know how to tell you without breaking your heart." I wanted to be mad at her. I wanted to yell, to blame her for keeping this from me. But when I saw how much it hurt her too, all I could do was nod. "Can you at least tell me about him?" I asked. She pulled out her phone and showed me pictures I'd never seen before. Pictures of him holding me as a baby, laughing with me in the park. The man in those photos looked so much like me. I felt a warmth in my chest, but also a deep sadness. I'd missed out on so many years. But at least now, I finally knew who he was. A couple of days later, Kelly gave me something she'd been holding onto for years, a letter from my real dad written just for me. She said she'd been waiting for the right time to give it to me, but there never seemed to be a right time. I sat alone in my room, holding that letter in my hands. My heart was pounding so hard, I thought it might burst out of my chest. When I finally opened it, his words felt like they were reaching out across time just for me. Tommy, you might not know me, but I've always loved you. I wish I could be there to watch you grow up, to see the man you'd become. No matter what anyone says, you're my son and I'm proud of you. I broke down in tears reading those words. For the first time in my life, I felt seen in a way I never had before. Like a missing piece of me had just clicked into place. Even though he was gone, I finally felt like I had a real connection to him, and it gave me the strength to move forward. I wanted to know more about him, so Kelly and I drove to the small town where he used to live. We found his old house, a cozy white cottage with blue shutters. It looked like something out of a picture book. An elderly neighbor came out when she saw us. She looked at me for a long moment, then smiled. "You're his boy, aren't you? You look just like him." It felt like a punch to the gut, good and painful all at once. We sat on her porch and she told me stories about how he loved fishing, how he played the guitar on warm summer nights. She even showed me an old fishing rod he'd left behind. I held it in my hands, feeling like I was touching a part of him I'd never known. As we drove home, I realized that even though he wasn't there, he'd left pieces of himself behind. Little threads of love and memory that tied us together. It made me feel like I wasn't just someone's secret. I was someone's son. Back home, I sat with Kelly in the living room, the weight of everything settling over us. She looked at me and said, "I know this has been a lot, Tommy, but I want you to know, you're still my brother, and I'm still here for you." I nodded, finally feeling like I could breathe. "I know. And thank you for protecting me, even when it hurt." We hugged, and for the first time in years it felt real, like all the walls had come down. I decided to hang a picture of him in my room, the one of him holding me as a baby. Every morning when I wake up, I see it and feel a little stronger. Like I'm not alone in this world, even if he's not here anymore. This whole thing shook my world, but it also gave me something I didn't even know I was missing: the truth. And with that, I feel like I can finally move forward.